I here. This is a reading for the sign of Taurus. We're going to pull 2 cards from the Thoth deck, and that is going to represent the energy that is currently surrounding you. What we see on the bottom of the Thoth deck is going to represent your general energy. We're then going to pull 9 cards from the huge tarot deck, and we're going to turn those over little by little to see what story or message unfolds. The card we see on the bottom of that deck is going to represent the general theme of this reading. Then, once we get an idea of what messages need to come through, we're going to pull 1 card from the shadow deck to see what is in your unconscious energy, and the card we see on the bottom of that deck is going to represent what you don't see coming. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so today we are tuning in to the sign of Taurus. So if that is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, or however you are currently identifying with the energy of Taurus, you can use that as a way to interpret the messages that come through today. And if the details of this do not resonate with you, that's okay. Don't try to force anything. Just take what fits, leave what doesn't. You can always check your other placements, or you can just stick around and see what's going on in the world of other Tauruses. So let's just see what messages come through today. What can we think about? What can we meditate upon? What do we need to be aware of in relation to the energy of the sign of Taurus? What can those Tauruses out there think about today? What do we need to be made aware of? So we're going to pull 2 cards from this deck. Like I said, that's going to represent the energy that is surrounding you. And the bottom is going to represent your general energy. So that feels pretty good. Let's just do a little bit more of a shuffle, and then we will get started. Okay. So we'll pull 2 cards from this deck. 1, 2. And your general energy is adjustment, also known as the Justice card. So, okay, so something is needing to get back into alignment. Perhaps you are balancing out opposing forces in your life, or perhaps you've tried something and you need to recalibrate in the wake of the results of whatever the situation was about. But as this card suggests, you are readjusting and trying to get everything back into some balanced alignment. Now let's see what's going on around you. Okay, we have a 6 of Swords, and we have a Knight of Wands. Okay, so with the 6 of Swords, this is again another card of sort of recalibrating in the wake of perhaps some defeat or realization. Something is going on in your life where you are now looking at, again, the consequences of what has unfolded, and in some sense using the scientific method, as this is the science card, to readjust how you feel about whatever the situation is moving forward. So again, you're thinking back on the results of something that has occurred and trying to make some clear picture of how to move forward with the results of this. And with the Knight of Wands, I think you're moving forward very passionately. The energy of pushing forward in the wake of some, nothing here is saying that you've had something bad happen, but perhaps there has been some negative result of something you have done and you are ready to move forward from this. Again, whether this is a bad thing or a good thing, I think lessons have been learned, and from those lessons, you are ready to move forward and to push into the next sort of stage of whatever it is that you're working on. So with this Knight of Wands energy, he is ready to go. He is ready to move forward. This is sometimes also a card of perhaps a journey that you're going on. So again, this very much to me reads moving forward from some situation that has occurred, realigning yourself with the new insights that you have based on whatever this was that has played out for you. So let's get a little bit more of a sense of what's going on here with the Huge Tarot deck. Let's see what the story is. So the setting is definitely moving forward based on our lessons learned. So let's see perhaps maybe what has gone down here or what the steps forward are going to look like. So we're going to pull 9 cards from this deck. good shuffle in here. And then we'll see what is going on. What are you heading away or towards? Or let's just see what's going on here. Alright, that feels good. So let's pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and the theme is Page of Cups. Yes, so I think the page is representative of whatever has sort of changed your mind about whatever this is for you in your situation. So some kind of message or insight has come through, but particularly something that has an emotional weight for you. So whatever you're dealing with, whether this is a positive or a negative incoming energy, something has sort of changed the way you look at things. And so now you are, as I've said, readjusting and trying to move forward from the lessons learned in a very enthusiastic way. So whatever this Page of Cups has presented you, again, whether it was a positive or a negative message or event that has occurred, it has inspired you to move forward with some level of gusto in terms of what you want to do now that you've had this insight or realization or opportunity, perhaps, that has been brought to you. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, more of this energy of wanting to push forward. So what I think you are going to be moving towards is this Knight of Wands energy, but when this initial event, whatever this is for you, occurred, this has now put you into the Page of Wands mode of I am ready to do something, I'm ready to move forward. Perhaps this is you in the state where you have not quite fully realized the insight that needs to be had from whatever this situation is, but this is you realizing that a new mode of thinking has to be adopted. So you have to move into some new mode of operating in the world, putting yourself forward in some new way, and getting ready to move forward in the journey that is your life with whatever this new insight or opportunity is. So this is you in the sort of earliest stages of realizing it's time to move forward, where eventually you will be in this Knight energy when you're ready to really hit the throttle and move forward with all power. So the page is ready to move forward, but not quite ready to go full force in whatever the lesson is that's been learned here. But he's got his eye on the King of Wands, which would be the equivalent of the Knight here. So again, I'm getting this sense that you are ready to move towards that direction of moving away from whatever this insight or like the catalyst for whatever this new thing is for you. You want to move towards the King of Wands energy, and it looks like you want to move away from the Seven of Swords energy. So perhaps you were in a situation where you were around someone who was misleading you, or maybe you were in a situation where the people around you were making you feel like things were different from how they actually were. So I think perhaps the reevaluation that has occurred, the adjustment that you were going through, is really looking more clearly at what your surroundings are like and the people that you are around, and wanting to move towards a more confident and powerful version of yourself and away from people who are going to be deceiving you by feeding you things that make you think that, either you or the work you do or the environment you are in is making you a certain way, when in reality you could be bigger and better if you move towards the things that you know personally to be true and away from these deceptions that other people are feeding you. And I think this is what this page is representative. Maybe somebody has sort of pointed out to you that, hey, people around you are saying these things, and that might be making you feel a certain way, but in reality, you're better than that, you're more than that. And so you're moving away from that deceptive Seven of Swords energy, and you're embodying the optimism and the desire to push forward of the page and move towards the energy of the King of Wands. And that's the adjustment that you're going through, the reevaluating your way of looking at things and readjusting how you present yourself in the world. Okay, nice. And this is leading you to be more optimistic about who you are, and the way you are presenting yourself is not just more confident and not just more eager to grow and push forward, um, but it's putting you in this energy of the Three of Cups, which is a celebratory energy. It's putting you in a place where you want to not only move forward for the betterment of yourself, but move towards things that are going to allow you to connect with the people that are actually important to you, to get in alignment with the things that are going to bring joy and happiness to your life, and not just for your own sake, but so you can enjoy those with other people. And so there are hardships that you're needing to get away from. Again, you need to get away from these people or situations that are deceiving you into thinking you're less than you really need to be. And that is going to put you in a position where you're going to have to overcome some complications. You know, getting away from that negativity is going to be a bit of a challenge, but it's one that, with all of this fire energy that's surrounding you, you're definitely ready to move in that direction and embody that power. So you're definitely ready for this challenge, and you're ready to move away from this negative sword energy. So looking very positive so far. Let's see what's in the middle of all of this. It's the Hierophant. Interesting. So perhaps part of what you were thinking about is sort of how you fit in with the rest of your society, your group of people that you surround yourself with. Perhaps what you are readjusting is understanding what traditions you are going to adopt moving forward and which ones you might be walking away from. So perhaps you're looking to, people who have done things similar to you in the past to understand ways to sort of be the best of whatever it is you do for your work, not just your job, but whatever it is that is a meaningful work for you. And you're looking to the traditions of the past and trying to decide, well, what works for you and what doesn't. Because I definitely feel like there's people around you that are telling you things are one way, and you're moving into this more self-motivated mode of trying to figure out for yourself what is the best things that work for you. What are the techniques that really make you shine? What are the things that work for your situation and your work? And that, I think, is going to come from looking at past guidance. Perhaps there are mentors around you that you trust their opinion more than whoever it is that is deceiving you. And perhaps that's the challenge here with the Nine of Wands, is maybe sucking in a little bit of pride and realizing that that assistance is going to come from people who have been where you are, and have learned lessons that you can then benefit from. If you're the page and you want to become the king, perhaps the idea is you need to look to the wisdom of others who have experienced similar situations to be able to rise above just having the passion to change and become better, and actually learn the techniques that are going to allow you to be the best version of yourself. And maybe also there's even could be a spiritual element to this. Perhaps you're tapping into something that makes you feel more, in touch with your spiritual side and the way you connect with the environment you're living in and the world in general. And so maybe you're listening a little bit more to the guidance of the past to get more in touch with how that is a particular part of how you live your life. So that's not so bad. Feeling pretty good. So we have the Three of Wands. Yeah, again, there's this sense of really wanting to work on yourself. And so you're taking the realization that you have perhaps been living in a certain way to fit in with how other people perceive you, and you're readjusting that so that you can be more in line with what you are actually meant to be, and what you're meant to do. And so this is the card of putting in that time and that effort to really accomplish those things. And again, that's part of what this almost seems like challenges here in this column here. You've got the Seven of Swords is getting away from people who are making you think that things are one way when really you can be better than what they're sort of feeding you. The Nine of Wands is the challenge of, overcoming the difficulties that are holding you back. And again, I think that's moving you in this energy of, wanting to become the page, and then maybe learning from people who have experienced these things, how to eventually become the king and live in this celebratory energy. And here with the Eight of Pentacles, the lessons that you're going to learn from those people, you're going to take the time and the effort to really, really make that work. Really take seriously the lessons that they're teaching you, and really take the time to work on who you are and what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. And I think you've already made this choice to move in this direction. I mean, the page is ready to go. He's not the king yet. He's moving towards the king, but the ball is already rolling. You've already stepped through this gateway, and now you're taking the time to really learn the lessons you need to learn and internalize the things you need to internalize, so that the messages that are coming through to you are going to allow you to really adjust yourself into a better version by learning from the past. And once you learn from the past, it's going to allow you to push forward in this really positive way, where you're going to be able to basically handle anything. You'll be unstoppable once you take the time and the effort to learn from your mistakes, listen to those who have been there before, and work with other people that are going to help you. You're going to need a support system as you're going through this. So not only can this Three of Cups maybe be a card of representing you moving in a more happy, positive, celebratory part of your life, but also realizing that a part of this growth that's going to allow you to become this king is reliant on having a support system and being connected with those people that you really feel close to, that make you feel emotionally, grounded and comforted and ready to grow. And so you're going to put in this time. You're going to put in this time to do this work, but you've already begun the process. This adjustment is already occurring. And so this story really is the story of getting everything in alignment and becoming this more powerful version of yourself. That was all kicked off by either someone pointing out to you just how powerful you can be, or maybe just having a sort of insight of realizing that you can do more and be more than what your current environment and situation is allowing you to be. And so the final card we see here is a fantastic ending, a Ten of Cups. That's moving into emotional fulfillment. The ending of this, when you finally find this balance and you adjust your life to be more in line with the best version of yourself, you're going to find the true happiness, that lasting happiness that makes life, this is that carrot on the end of the stick that you're moving towards, is not just your perfect physical life, but your perfect emotional life, where you really feel fulfilled by the things that you're doing. You feel like the best version of yourself. You really feel grounded and happy, and things are just going to work out fantastically for you. So you're moving in a fantastic direction here. Really, this is just you getting away from potentially toxic people or situations that are just basically keeping you in a place where, maybe they're not bad. I mean, the only real negative energy that we're really seeing here is the Seven of Swords. And you're moving away from that, and that's not even the worst negative energy. It's just it's a card of deception and being misled. But you're waking up to the reality of what you can be, and that's really, really positive, because you're receptive to people that are going to give you advice. You're going to work hard to take that advice to heart, and once you put in all that work, and you readjust things and become a more balanced version of yourself, you're going to find the happiness you're really searching for. So beautiful message. This is a very beautiful message. Let's see what is in your unconscious energy. Okay, so we'll pull one card from the shadow deck to finish off this reading. So let's see what's going on in your unconscious headspace. But so far I'm seeing pretty much very positive growth mindset that's happening here. Really, really wanting to become the best version of yourself, and being willing to take the time and effort to do that. So really feels good. Okay, so we'll pull one card. So your unconscious energy is the Knight of Swords. So Okay, so with the Knight of Swords, again, this is more of that wanting to rush in quickly kind of energy, but it is air energy here. So yeah, I think, perhaps this really is this Page of Cups that is the general theme of this reading, of someone coming to present you the sort of emotional push to put you into this situation of change and becoming a more creative and more positive and more productive person. That's what the Page of Cups here is representing, but the Knight of Swords is what's sort of already inside of you. I think the Page of Cups offer maybe kicks off the Knight of Swords and puts you in this energy of not just being passionate about wanting to change, but really taking to heart the ideas of who you are and how you fit into the world. And so I think the Knight is maybe representative of you getting away from the Seven of Swords energy, moving towards the Six of Swords energy, uh, but doing it with a certain amount. I mean, there's all these cards are telling me this energy of wanting to really push forward and get things done and get started. And the Knight of Swords, he's a little bit too ready to get started. He's got the insight, he has the idea to for change, or he has an idea about what he wants to put into the world, and he just moves forward with that energy. And I see you perhaps in your headspace needing, in fact, maybe this is really what the adjustment is about, is having the passion to want to become a better version of yourself and needing to get a little bit of control over that passion for change so that it can be constructive, organized passion. This Knight here, he's just ready to go. He doesn't necessarily have a strong plan so much as he knows what he wants to accomplish. And so maybe that's why you need to take the wisdom of the Hierophant, so that you can get a little bit more grounded advice. And so you're not just like chaotically moving forward and change for the sake of change, but refining that thought that the Knight is carrying forward, and sort of forming that into something more refined and more grounded and more constructive. And that's what this Eight of Pentacles energy is taking that time to make things more grounded and more precise and controlled. So that's what I think is going on in your head, is this energy of go, 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 and you've got the right idea, but maybe reel it in a little bit, maybe kind of control it and make that a little bit more focused and productive. And what you don't see coming is the Queen of Spheres. So again, I think you're going to have support from outside forces. The Hierophant, I think, is the support of more knowledgeable people from your past, and perhaps the Queen of Spheres is also that. Even though this is not air energy, this is earth energy, the Queen of Spheres is usually someone who has experienced life and knows, she's worked hard for what she has, and she wants to use the resources she has to help nurture and grow those around her. So I really feel like to get away from this more, almost a little bit too cavalier energy of the Knight of Swords, and make it more grounded and productive, you're going to have people that are going to come and they're going to help you organize your thoughts and your plans and figure out how you're going to move forward in the most constructive fashion by being this queen nurturing energy, but also a very grounded earthy energy of someone who is going to show you a positive way forward to really, as you're adjusting your thoughts, do this in a way that is nurturing, comforting, and very supportive, possibly even financially as well as informatively. So very awesome message. I really like this. Feeling good about whatever this is that you're working on. And as always, if there are any messages that come through that are beyond what I've said, or if there's any messages that don't quite feel like they fit, but you see a different sort of message from these cards, again, always use your intuition to get whatever you need from this reading. But I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed going through this experience with me. As always, please like and subscribe. Share the videos with anyone that you think may enjoy them. And leave a comment if you've got anything you want to add or discuss below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.